Welcome back to Motive and Means. My name is Kate,
I'm Abby.
and we're back for our third and final week.
We are.
Almost done. How are you today, Abby?
I could be better. To be
Honestly,
honest. How are you feeling?
yeah, I'm good. Ready to talk about Ryan Waller.
Yeah.
So we're going to be diving into the pretty heartbreaking and disturbing case of Ryan Waller, a story that's left so many people questioning just how something like this could happen.
Yeah.
I think we'll go into a lot about police negligence today.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot.
Way too much.
Obviously, the police, as we've actually discussed in like all of our other episodes,
The police.
if one thing they know what to do is to not do their job right.
Yeah.
So before we begin, we're just going to do a quick but important disclaimer. So this episode contains detailed discussions of violence, injury, and death that may be disturbing to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. All information presented in this episode is based on publicly available sources, interviews, case records. And while we strive for accuracy, some details may vary depending on the reporting or official documentation. The goal of this episode is to explore the facts, raise awareness, and honour the individuals involved, not to assign blame or make legal conclusions. So with that said, we'll start from the beginning. So this case takes place on Christmas Day, 2006, which what would have been a quiet night in Phoenix, Arizona. That's where it takes place. Or maybe, I think it was just outside Phoenix, Arizona. I think it might have been like a town on the outskirts, I believe.
I think it was called Glendale.
Glendale?
Something like that. Something a bit like that.
Okay. And it turned into one of the most haunting cases in true modern crime history. So, just a little bit of background on Ryan Waller. Ryan Waller was an 18-year-old man living with his girlfriend in Phoenix. His girlfriend was called Heather Kwan, and she was 21 at the time. And they were spending Christmas together in 2006. So friends described Ryan as a quiet, kind, tech-savvy, someone who loved music and gaming. And Heather was also described as bright and full of life with plenty of dreams for the future, as well as Ryan. So that evening, when Ryan's father couldn't reach him for their planned Christmas dinner, concern began to grow.
What they didn't know though was that when they couldn't get a hold of him, something very terrible had happened. Two men, Larry and Richie Carver, they showed up. So I think that Richie Carver used to like rent a room from
Ryan?
Yeah. And there was like a bit of like a dispute there and he got kicked out. So those two showed up, like banging on the door. So Ryan goes to see who it is, and it's obviously the Carvers. They drew a gun to him.
The who?
The Carvers. They were father and son. They drew a gun to his face. And tried to get into the house, but Ryan was sort of like not having it. He was like trying to push against them to close it over. And I'm not sure which one it was. Like, there's not like 100% who it was that shot him, but they shot him in the face.
Who got prosecuted for it?
I think that they both did. Wait, one of them got convicted and sentenced to life in prison, and the other one was convicted of the murder of Heather. So they shot him in the face and then shot Heather because she was like a witness to this, so they didn't want that getting out, obviously. They then ransack the house, like completely take things, but it's not like valuables.
Like a staged burglary?
Yeah, it was like they took like, I think it was like a computer.
Yeah.
And like other like.
See, it happens quite a lot. I feel like covers up for murders are often just like stages of burglary.
Yeah.
But like police know straight away when a burglary is staged and when it's not.
Yeah.
There's like key signs, I think. But it's like very common.
One, they did not.
Yeah.
But they then left thinking that they were both dead. But obviously we know that Ryan survived.
Yeah. So what I have on, I would say, like the discovery. So as we know, Ryan's parents were very concerned that they hadn't heard anything. It was Christmas Day, the day where you're probably most likely to be in contact with your
Yeah.
family. So they phoned the police for like a routine welfare check, something I'm sure the police do multiple times a day. Very common. I'm sure they weren't expecting what they were going to find. So Ryan then ends up answering the door alive, but visibly disorientated with severe injuries to his face inside the home. I then discovered Heather deceased on the couch from a gunshot wound. So they've obviously both been shot, and I don't know, like, you have to look at it from the police's perspective. I don't understand why Ryan didn't phone the police
Yeah.
himself. That's what I don't understand.
Because I'm sure he got shot in the eye, like in the head.
Yeah.
So,
But he answered the door. If you're well enough to, I mean, obviously, like, we'll get
Unless
into,
it was like a bit of deliriousness.
yeah, like,
Head
and also I
trauma.
don't know, like, the time period in which this happened. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how long. It couldn't have been that long in between getting shot and then the police doing a welfare check.
Yeah, it couldn't have been.
But instead of calling the paramedics immediately, officers suspected Ryan's involvement. And I think this comes from solely, I think in most cases, when someone is murdered, it's like 90% of the time it's someone you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's what the facts say. Like, statistically, you're more likely to get murdered by someone especially your boyfriend. Like, that's
insane.
I hate to say it, it's like an almost common crime. It's nothing
Yeah.
too out of the ordinary. But yeah, so they suspected his involvement. And despite his clear confusion and obvious head trauma, he was detained and taken in for questioning, not medical treatment. So I guess I don't know, I think it's crazy that you can be shot and like just be taken straight for an interview. Actually crazy, very lucky as well
Yeah.
to like not only survive a gunshot, but I think to just be like, I don't know, still walking and talking. So they arrest Ryan, they take him for an interrogation, as we said, in the state that he's in. And what followed became, this is an infamous, nearly 2-hour police interrogation. Very, like, police interrogations are long, but 2 hours for someone that's got obvious head trauma is absolutely crazy. But all captured on video as well, where Ryan, with half of his face swollen, slurred speech, tries to explain what happened. And I can't even imagine, like, I don't know.
And they weren't being like, sort of like courteous towards him.
Yeah.
They were being quite like, oh wait, what happened? Like,
Yeah,
they didn't believe him either
Yeah.
when he tried to explain what happened,
yeah.
which I think is awful.
100%. And he repeatedly told officers that he'd been shot in the face, but they didn't believe him. Interesting.
And he kept,
Interesting.
I'm sure, like, I did actually watch the video, and he kept going like, oh, my head hurts. And this like little voice, like, it was actually really heartbreaking. Like, he kept going like, my head hurts.
It's crazy, honestly. And it's so dangerous as well. It's like people, trigger warning, people that sometimes get shot in the head, sometimes like you've got like such an urge to like blow your nose. It's just like an overwhelming urge. Like
Really?
you've got like all this pressure like built up in your like sinuses, but paramedics and like medical personnel have to do everything that they can to stop you because you can blow actual pieces of your brain out your nose.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my
things like that, like when you're shot, like it yeah, it can be really dangerous. Really
Yeah.
dangerous. Like every little thing, like even if he was to like hit his head a tiny bit, that could be him dead.
Yep.
Like all it takes is like a tiny
Yeah.
little like nudge to the right, nudge to the left, and that's it.
And for them to like leave him there just like talking to him for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and
It's like,
I don't know what was, I don't like with the bullet must have, was it like still in him or did it
think
graze him or?
I think it was like still in him. I'm not 100% sure.
It's crazy, honestly. I guess sometimes it's safer to have the bullet still like, actually there, but yeah, officers thought he was lying, intoxicated, or under the influence of drugs, but the truth was that he'd been shot twice in the head,
Yeah,
actually.
Exactly. And then I think it was
Crazy.
like somewhere
Actually crazy.
there. Which is like, see, to survive one, like that's like, wow. But to survive two, that's genuinely insane.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the amount of pain he must have.
Yeah,
been.
and to have like your girlfriend deceased on a couch. Insane, actually
Yeah.
insane. So after hours of questioning, Ryan was finally taken to hospital where doctors confirmed that he'd been shot at point blank range, which is so difficult to survive. I don't know
Yeah.
many people that have been like, I don't know anyone who's been shot point blank, but like, I've never heard of anyone surviving like 2 gunshots in the head.
And just like surviving.
But I'm glad he did though, and like tell
Yeah.
his story. I wonder if the truth would ever come out though,
Yeah.
if he hadn't. But I don't know. So he had severe brain injuries, a fractured skull, permanent damage to his vision, and despite emergency treatment, the delay in care had already done irreversible harm. So as I said, like every second counts, and when it comes to brain injury, it's crucial that
need
you
it
get the
done
care.
immediately.
You get the care that you need. And the fact the police sat and decided to interview him for 2 hours,
Yeah.
claiming he was drunk,
But you
insane.
could
to me.
obviously, I'm sure you would be able to tell, like as a police officer, like the difference between being drunk.
I know.
being
I know. I don't know. Like obviously, like they had seen something at the crime scene that had made them decide that.
Yeah, and they're very. Once they see that, it's like nothing else. I
Yeah,
suppose.
100%. And I don't know. There must have been some compelling evidence, I guess, at the first time of the crime, like when they first
I
saw
mean,
it.
I
But
suppose like
I
the
still-
fact that he was there
yeah,
and she was
it
dead.
still just shows though, like police. I think honestly, like, despite I understand it's important to like interrogate someone straight away. You need to get the information out of them as soon as it happened, whether they're guilty or not. Actually, it's just important to get that information then and there. But when someone's got like catastrophic injury to like their face,
Yeah, and it's visible. Like obviously they didn't. I'm sure they didn't know that he was shot in the eye like to begin with because it was swollen shut.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's still.
Yeah, it's crazy. But so eventually, investigators soon discovered that Ryan and Heather had been attacked by 2 men, as you said, Richie and Larry Carver, the father and son of a former roommate of Ryan's, and their motive, simply a robbery and retaliation on Christmas Day as well.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I think I want to know what the retaliation was for.
I think because there was like some like
Just like a
something
dispute.
to do with the tenancy or something like that, and
Like a housing dispute.
and like Richie got like kicked out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's crazy. Honestly, no, the motive doesn't even matter, I guess. It's like,
yeah. Why would you do that? to begin with?
literally. So the Carvers were later arrested and convicted. I want to know how long it took the police to arrest them. I mean, I hope it didn't take them that long.
Well, I'm sure the
'Cause-
sentencing happened in 2008
2008.
for
So, but
Richie.
sentencing, that usually
So
is
that-
like a while
so-
after
yeah,
though.
so
Because
like,
it takes, trials can be up to 5 years after.
Yeah,
It's not
true.
necessarily like when they've been charged.
So I'm thinking they probably were arrested like I don't know.
I
A
wouldn't
little bit
guess.
after.
So, yeah, they were later arrested, convicted, but the aftermath for Ryan was devastating. And down to the police's negligence, he survived the shooting, I guess you could say, like, positive in that aspect, but he suffered severe neurological damage, seizures, and lasting trauma. And Ryan's father would actually later speak publicly about how the delay in medical attention, nearly 6 hours, by the way, which is
That's
absolutely
insane.
crazy, cost his son his quality of life. And like tragic part of this case is that Ryan passed away years later, reportedly, like from his complications related to his injuries, and he was only 27 when he died.
He's still so young.
Yeah, literally just a baby. Like had his whole whole life taken from him. But I think like this story raises painful questions about law enforcement responses, bias, and the need for better medical assessment during these investigations.
Yeah, because it's sort of like they don't seem to like ask. It's not really like they don't really like ask about it more, or not that they don't ask about it. They just kind of like take what they've saw and like make the assumption instead
Yeah.
of like
Yeah,
they'll make.
and
I'm sure they made the assumption that it was like fighting,
yeah,
which is like I don't think that those injuries
I feel
would be
like
the same.
honestly, the American police, they love to jump to conclusions. Like, they
They
love to
do.
like wrap their job, anything to make a report like
Yeah.
lesser. Like, but I know this is obviously like the police had huge amounts of negligence in this case, and there's obviously no excusing that. But I do see how they jumped to that conclusion.
Yeah, it does make
it
a lot
makes
of sense.
like, obviously it's completely wrong, and at the end of the day, like this poor man like died because at the end of the day because of like the police's negligence in this situation. But I think obviously like the amount of like domestic violence, especially at the hands of guns in America, it's like obviously there's so many cases where I don't know, that's not the case, but we also need to think about the amount of times that like it is.
It is.
And like it does happen. But obviously like all of that being said, it's not to say that you should ever deny someone medical care.
Yeah.
I think even if
Because you never know when that person's going to be
and
innocent.
also like what I don't understand as well is like, do you not want them, like you want them to go to trial, you want them to then be punished for their crimes. Obviously
Yeah.
Ryan didn't do anything wrong, but with that mentality, surely you'd want to go keep them alive so they
Yeah.
can actually pay for what they've done. Like that, I mean, that's how I'd see anyway. Like even if the most depraved serial killer in the world did something, I still like, that's why I don't believe in capital punishment as well, like death penalty, because
Yeah.
why should they get like an easy way out?
Yeah.
Like make them like they should be like
they do like statistically suffer more just being in prison.
100%, like 40 years behind bars,
Yeah.
like doing nothing with your life. Like that's a lot. And I think for the families as well, it's like an eye for an eye, like you can say so, but I think realistically, it's better of a punishment to actually put people through
Yeah.
like the time that they,
Yeah.
not just take the easy way out,
Yeah, you would rather
unfortunately.
they sit and like think about it.
Literally,
a
and
lot of
obviously, a lot of these people they're never going to change from I guess what they've done, but still, like making them pay is important. So that's why I don't
Yeah.
understand why the police just didn't take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I guess it's just like these questions will like always like linger, not just as criticism, but as a call to like learn and do better. Like the police's like negligence, just it's just crazy.
It
Like
seems to be like a thing so often. Like, I'm trying to think if in the other cases there was any police negligence.
I think in most
But
cases, like Junko
cases,
Furuta,
Yeah, that was
obvious police
that was
negligence.
everyone negligence.
I think, yeah, I think a lot of the times police screw up, especially murder
Yeah.
investigations. But it's like, could Heather have been saved if the police had arrived sooner?
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, it was a welfare check. I guess like they wouldn't
Yeah.
have expected what they were going to.
And I mean, I suppose because Ryan was in the state he was, I don't think he would have like picked up the phone and called the police.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if he really knew what was going on.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Obviously, I don't think that like you'd be in your best mental
Yeah.
state after being shot twice. I don't think I would.
I don't think I would do that. I don't think I
No.
would be like, oh, like I need to phone somebody. I think I'd be like, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
There's something that's came from this case, like something called Heather's Law.
Mhm.
So when they were trying to prosecute Larry Carver,
Mhm.
so I've actually got it right here. He was found guilty of the murder for Heather, so he was the one that actually went ahead and killed her.
Is that the father or the son?
The father.
Okay.
So there was like speculation that he would get like time off of his sentence because the evidence that was used against him was mostly like based on a confession from his wife. And at the time there was like a law or something like that. You can use like marital privilege to refuse to testify. And she was trying to do that, so then he wouldn't get the time that he deserved.
What? So he was trying to stop his wife from testifying, or?
No, like she would use her own right to not testify.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like a marriage thing where you don't have to testify for your partner.
Interesting though.
So Heather's family like pushed for this to happen. Like they appealed it to revoke that privilege to be able to not like testify for your like husband or wife or partner. because it was like, I don't understand why that was a thing to begin with.
But I feel
don't-
like you don't necessarily have to testify if you don't want to.
Yeah,
It's not, the
But I
police will
think-
never
but I
force
think it
you
was
to
more like
speak
of,
in
like,
court.
a legal thing. I don't really understand it, but they've created this law where they wouldn't get the right to refuse to testify against their
Okay.
like,
I guess
partner.
when it's like your spouse, it's a little bit different
Yeah.
because I feel like they maybe hold key information.
So this was like it became a whole thing. It's now, I don't know if they use it much here.
No,
But
it'll
in
be
America,
different
it's a
legal
big
systems.
thing.
Like even down to states. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of states won't operate off that like
Yeah.
law. Like
I
I'm
think
pretty
it
sure
just
this will be.
depends on where.
I think this will be like an Arizona only
I
law.
think so. It might
Like
be.
I don't.
Unless like other places use it as well, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not big on the American
I think it
law
will
system.
probably be by state because
Yeah.
every state has their own legal
But
system.
he only got retrialed after 7 years.
He got retrialed.
Yeah.
What did he get?
Because originally it was just like, oh, I'm not sure what the sentence they gave him. I think it was just like.
So what did he
lot
get
less.
charged for? Like initially, was it
Um,
just was it not murder or was it
I think it was
manslaughter?
Like, hold on, I have it right here actually. He was just. I think it was just manslaughter,
Mm.
but his son was convicted to life in prison in 2008, and he didn't get convicted till like 2011.
That's crazy.
I think it was like first degree murder. They changed it to,
Yeah.
which yeah, it's
For
just-
both
it's-
of them, or
I think it was for both of them. But I just
Was it not just the
I
dad?
think the
Because-
son, it was like attempted. Because I think he might have been the one to shoot Ryan.
Okay.
It's just everything about it is like quite horrible
Mhm.
because there's just so much that went wrong. I suppose, like especially with like the police.
Yeah.
trying to, like,
100%.
and then for the convictions and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like, why would they wait so long?
Yeah,
When they know that he's done it to like
100%.
give him a longer sentence.
Yeah. So Ryan Waller's story is more than a viral interrogation video or a tragic headline. It's a reminder that every life deserves dignity, that victims deserve to be seen and heard and not dismissed. Our thoughts remain with Ryan and Heather and with all families who've suffered similar injustices by the police. If this story moved you, consider sharing it, supporting victims' rights organisations, or simply remembering the human side of every case. Thank you for listening to Motive and Means. I'm Kate.
And I'm Abby.
Until next time, stay safe, stay aware,